On the 12th day of ski mask that scumbag gave to me, 12 months of prison, 11 payments on the caddy, 10 porns with Bobby, 9 strippers dancing, 8 horses laughing, 7 gallons till empty, 6 outstanding warrants, 5 golden fake earrings, 4 cops from Tulsa, 3 Red Bull tall boys, 2 blunts, a swisher, and a bag of shake mixed with stems and seeds.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.
My girl took all my nuts and all my babies. She fought a raccoon, now she's got rabies. But I don't even care that I'm all alone, cause I got the birds and the bees that treat me at home. And your dog's a bitch for trying to bark at me. You couldn't bark if you're born on the side of a tree. Yo. That's how it's done, baby. Let's go. I love putting nuts up inside my mouth. And when I grab this mic, I'm gonna spit them out. What? No, Alvin, cut that part out. Cause I'm feeling like I'm running and I gotta get away. And I gotta watch out for the birds of prey. Cause the hawk and the eagle eat my people. Why is this world so nuts and evil? My girl took all my nuts and
Your court television news starting now.
My bad. Hey, sometimes we get it and sometimes we don't. But you know what? As long as we get to this part, that's all that matters. And I want to say welcome and good evening to this I'm going to call it a quick news update. Especially, I'm trying to nickname it earlier, but I couldn't. I guess I can't even think right now. Maybe it's too late for me. Shit, man. Damn, that's going to bug me that I can't remember that word. But my thinking mojo juice is just not flowing tonight. My creativity. There we go. That's what I was trying to think. So I couldn't find some type of nickname for tonight's show, but I'll just say this. It's going to be a brief one, all right? It's going to be one of those, like, 30-minute quick news update before bedtime show. There you go. But anyways, I want to welcome everybody this evening, especially my East Coast friends. I know it's about 10 o'clock-ish. Oh, it's too late. And no, I'm just kidding. Nah, but I did want to start a little bit earlier because I know we do get a little late. No, and again, for my East Coast friends, I appreciate all y'all always, of course, taking the time to stay up with me for at least maybe the first 30 minutes. I know y'all are falling asleep, okay? Just kidding. So I tried to start a little bit earlier today. Now, for my folks on the West Coast, no excuse. It's 7:04. It ain't even dinner time for you guys there, okay? And for everybody in between, it's about 8 or 9-ish, depending on which side of the line you're on, okay? So welcome to everybody this evening. Like I said, we're just going to have a quick news update. We've got 2 individuals I'm going to be updating you on. One of them actually had a court hearing yesterday. The other one had one a while back, last week. But as promised, I did get a little bit more information about what happened with that individual, because we had a lot of people from my last court news update asking about said individual, which it's no surprise. You saw it in the thumbnail, not natal, thumbnail title. And those 2 individuals we are going to be giving you updates on will be Michelle of Michelle Goes Live and Reform Stoic. Okay. So just 2 quick updates on those individuals, and we're going to call it a night. All right. So again, thank you guys for joining me this evening. Hope you guys enjoyed the first 2 little videos I had for you. Now, as a matter of fact, that brought some nostalgia to me, almost some tears to my eyes playing that. As a matter of fact, let's play it one more time. I got to, and I'll tell you why here in a second.
On the 12th day of ski mask that scumbag gave to me, 12 months of prison, 11 payments on the caddy, 10 porns with Bobby, 9 strippers dancing, 8 horses laughing, 7 gallons till empty, 6 outstanding warrants, 5 golden fake earrings, 4 cops from Tulsa, 3 Red Bull tall boys, 2 blunts, a swisher, and a bag of shake mixed with stems and seeds.
Yes, almost tears to my eyes. I almost had to fake it here with the fake water bottle trick, okay? But the reason it almost brings some tears to my eyes is that video was done 1 year ago, almost to this date. If I'm not mistaken, I made that little clip there to celebrate last Christmas time's kind of, ski mask adventures. Because back then, we were just starting as a little clippy channel, okay? So making little funny clips. That was one of them right there. That's a classic. So yes, 1 year, man. Now that doesn't speak for the Court News channel, which that happened, I think, maybe about 4 or 5 months, almost maybe 6 months after the inception of the clip channel. But yeah, that's for sure. At least a 1 year memory right there of that clip. So, and who would have thought that 1 year from now, we'd be playing that clip with said person spending probably not only Thanksgiving, but most likely the Christmas holiday. Click, clack, hands behind your back, behind those black and gray bars. But again, the crystal ball tells all. Crystal ball's been pretty good. I think we're like at an 8 for 8 now, man. I'm telling you. Anyways, so again, for those of you just joining me right now, we've got about 110 people in chat. Want to say a huge thank you for you taking the time out of your Tuesday evening to spend time with moi, your host, NJCourts, on what's going to be, like I said, a very brief news update. We're just going to give you 2 quick news updates in reference to 2 court hearings that happened to 2 individuals. Said individuals are in the thumbnail. It's no secret. So we're going to be discussing the court hearing that happened yesterday for Michelle, MGL, or otherwise known as MGL, or otherwise known as by her government name, Michelle Sabate. And then we're going to be giving you an update from a hearing that happened, I believe it was last week. And that is in reference to Reformed Stoic, another IRL streamer that some of you may or may not be familiar with. We did briefly cover this individual a while back because they did have at one point a temporary restraining order that had been issued against them, and we had covered that update. Well, unbeknownst to me, there was kind of another, I guess, some further court proceedings, let's just put it that way, that happened after said temporary restraining order was issued, and some things have changed, okay? And we are going to pretty much, I guess, people wanted me to fact check what, I guess, this individual Reformed Stoic had pretty much gave as far as his own update to what happened at that said court hearing. So that's what I'll be doing this evening. I was able to access the pretty much the court docket information for that individual out of the state of Alaska. So we're going to be looking at all that together. It is all public information. Any one of you can fact check me this evening by going straight to that website this evening yourself. So we'll be looking at that. But first, let me give you and start off with that update on MGL. As a matter of fact, before we do that, let me just get kind of situated here. Let me get my chat set up here in front of me. Hey, welcome to everybody. I already see the mod squad up in the house. Welcome to all my mods. I already see them jury members spamming them jury member only emojis. And thank you for doing that and being here and all your support, members of the jury. And we've got some triple OGs now or double OGs now celebrating 8-month anniversaries as members of the jury. So shout out to all you now triple OGs. Welcome to all the new OGs celebrating 6-month anniversaries. And welcome to everybody that's a new member and between, all right? I appreciate all your support. We are going to be changing, as I've said previously, the emojis going into next year. So we're going to have a fresh new set of emojis you guys will be able to spam starting probably a little bit before next year, but for sure after the 1st of next year. And I'm going to be changing up some of the badges, the loyalty badges, as they call them. Those are the ones you see next to your name. Like, for example, once you hit your 6-month membership, you get what I call the OG badge. That's the one where you see the "don't mess with the press," that one right there. So I'm going to change some of those up. And of course, we've got some really cool changes the channel itself is going to take that I think you guys are going to be really excited for, as I am, okay? And speaking of members, we've got OG Sean White celebrating a 1-month membership. Oh, shit. And OG Sean White says, "Skeet, skeet." What up, OG Sean White? Thank you for your continued support. Spam them if you got them. Well, actually, let me move my hot cocoa out of the way so we don't have a mess starting off the show. All right, hot cocoa is out of the way. Gavel is in hand. OG Sean White, this gavel slam goes out to you. Everybody, if you got a gavel, it's gavel, gavel, gavel time. Let's get this show started. And again, OG Sean White, I appreciate your continued support. All right. So, got some really cool, exciting, fun changes coming up for the year or next year, which I'm very excited for. And let's get this show started, all right? Thank you guys for being so patient. So, again, in reference to the first bit of news we're going to go over, yesterday, Michelle had a court hearing. Now, many of you are aware of most of the news I'm going to be sharing this evening. So if you're here thinking I got some type of audio or video from yesterday's hearing, I don't. Now, I will tell you this. I tried my best. Oh, yes, I did. So I did have, let's just say, information that, was going to allow me to, pretty much access the hearing, which was going to be done virtually. I did go ahead and enter the hearing as instructed. I have a feeling because this was a civil type of hearing, they weren't just letting members of the public just join all the other hearings we've seen virtually that I've shared with you here on this channel. So I was not able to access or enter yesterday's hearing. Okay, so the information or the update I'm going to be giving you is just based on information that was shared by me or to me, by individuals that are aware of exactly what the results of yesterday's hearing was. Okay, and many of you already know. So again, I'm not breaking anything that's going to be, premier news, as I call it. I did try my best to try to get into yesterday's hearing so that way I could record video and audio for you all, but unfortunately, I was not able to. As a matter of fact, I think that was out of all the hearings I've ever tried to access and been successful, I think that's going to be my first L, man. I'll take the L there. But either way, does not matter. I'm sure it was probably like most of these hearings, short and quick and nothing too crazy. And I've got an update for you on what happened, okay? So let me just take a little sippy here so my throat's not dry. And I'll tell you exactly what happened. Now, for some of you that are wondering, well, whoa, what are you talking about, NJ? Is this you were talking about her, you were covering her DUI hearing. That is correct. This is not having anything to do with that DUI that she allegedly received and has a hearing here coming up in February for, okay? This has to do with a separate incident that she had with another, I guess we'll call it another channel creator at this point. That is, and most of you may be familiar with this channel, that is the True Crimes Latest. I believe TCL is how they're otherwise known as. They're another YouTube creator that Michelle has, I guess, been in some type of, I don't know what you'd call it, altercation. We'll just say it that way. And either way, because of said altercation between these two individuals, one individual has taken the other one to court and is in the way of a restraining order. Okay, so there actually has been already past court hearings having to do with these two individuals and this restraining order that in the past, I guess that individual was unsuccessful at that time, is my understanding, which I'm referring to the TCL getting a restraining order against Michelle, the previous attempt at this. Now, as of yesterday, though, That said, restraining order was granted, is my understanding. As a matter of fact, I'll just read you the update as it came to me, okay? And if you all want to, correct me if I'm wrong in chat, please, by all means, I welcome it. But I'm pretty sure I think everything I'm going to be updating you on is pretty much correct. I like to be. We try our best. Okay, so let me get you my update here. Here we go. All right. So again, yesterday was a Zoom hearing. This hearing was in the form of a Zoom hearing, a virtual hearing. This was again between TCL and Michelle Sabate, otherwise known as Michelle Goes Live. This again has nothing to do with the DUI hearing that we were covering. This is a separate incident that's happened already. Like I said, this isn't even the first time these individuals have brought each other to court in reference to this. I believe this is the second time. I believe it's third. I think there was 2 times that were both unsuccessful. This is the third time, I think, and for one individual, they were successful at obtaining I believe, a restraining order from Michelle, protecting them from Michelle. Okay, so what I have here, let me just read this to myself. That way I can read it to you guys correctly. So yeah, restraining order. So I was correct on that. So it was the restraining order. So that was granted yesterday against Michelle for TCL. And let's see here. I guess there is some talk about the possibility because of, these restraining orders. And if some of you are familiar with this, one of the kind of conditions a lot of times that they put on these restraining orders is that the individual that has it against them have to turn in sometimes their weapons if they are known to have weapons. Like, for example, one of them is going to be firearms. Okay. That was like in the case when we were following the restraining order hearing going on between Ski Mask Andy and his family. That was one of the conditions that the judge had ordered as part of that restraining order, was that individual, Ski Mask Andy, if he had any firearms, that he had to turn those in to the sheriff or whatever law enforcement agency he was, had access to at that time, wherever he was at. And that was one of the conditions. So I guess there is talk now, because of this now restraining order being granted, that there could be the possibility, because Michelle is known to own a firearm, allegedly, that that might be something that she could have to possibly turn in. Again, this is just talk. Nothing of this has been confirmed. This is just something, again, is just, something that's been brought up because of what has been confirmed of said said restraining order being granted yesterday against Michelle and this was granted for TCL. Okay. I guess as far as in the past, my understanding is what happened is this. I guess, let's see. Okay, so I guess I may be wrong about this already being a third time. This might be just the second time that this has come into issue as far as with these 2 individuals coming into play with the restraining order hearing. Let's see here. So it's automatically, this is the second time with that she claims Zoom wasn't working. First time she lied. So I guess the first time that they did this case or hearing, this was done in a Zoom. And it's my understanding that Michelle at that time was trying to record and maybe didn't have permission by the judge. And I guess apparently got in trouble by the judge for trying to record. And I guess they're saying that backfired, because the next time that, I guess, they must have rescheduled that hearing, is my understanding. And when they rescheduled that, okay, that's why I was understanding there was three hearings. Okay, so technically, I guess they had rescheduled that because, of what happened through the Zoom hearing of her trying to record and some type of issue going on. And the judge put the condition that Michelle had to come to Kansas, I guess, physically, instead of doing it through Zoom, had to physically come to the state of Kansas for that next hearing. Which I guess when that happened, the restraining order was not granted for whatever reason. Okay. And then this is now looks like it was brought again to court in the state of Kansas. They did it in the form of a Zoom hearing. Like I said, unfortunately, I was not able to get in. I tried. I have even the screenshot, if I had to prove it to somebody, that I was there. I was there in the waiting room, even as the judge's name and everything. But unfortunately, I was not invited in, as they say. But yeah, I think that's pretty much correct. Again, if I got some of those details wrong, please correct me in chat. But that was kind of just a little brief description as far as what the history was between these two individuals with this restraining order business, which as of yesterday, it appears that the restraining order was granted, and now we've got I believe it's a permanent. And I may be wrong, could be temporary, but I believe based on what I'm reading is a permanent restraining order was granted. And now there could be some conditions that Michelle's going to have to follow because of that, restraining order. That could affect her, especially with her, bang, bang. So that is my update as far as what's going on between Michelle and that individual. Again, that has nothing to do with the case that this channel is going to be covering, which, again, if you're just joining us with this coverage or new to this channel is going to be covering the DUI hearing that is being brought against Michelle currently. More importantly, she's got a date, pretty much like her arraignment, we'll call it, which is going to be happening on February the 7th, I believe. It's either the 7th or 9th. I'm trying to remember. Controla's sentencing, I think, is the 9th. Michelle's is the 7th. Yes, that's right. That's right. So it'd be February 7th. And we are planning, if all goes well, we've already started fundraising for that trip to go down there and provide as much live coverage as we can of that court hearing. Okay. So that again is going to start February 9th. Excuse me, February 7th. But of course, if there's any news that has to do pertaining to that case between now and that date, we're going to bring you any updates on that. Again, this is like an example was yesterday's case. I wasn't even aware of that until the day before. Okay. As a matter of fact, that she actually had a case scheduled for yesterday having to do with this restraining order business that's been going on between these, her and this other YouTube content creator that goes by the name of TCL or True Crime Latest. Okay. So that's kind of why I gave you guys this little update because, it does have to do with that individual. Does it have to necessarily do with her case coming up? No. But it is, legal court news, and it is having to do with an individual that we are currently covering, which has to do with Michelle Sabate, otherwise known as MGL. So that's why I brought that up. That's why I gave you guys that little court news update. And again, I tried my best to try to provide that to you in the form of an audio or video form, but unfortunately, it didn't come that way. But we know what happened. I don't think it was anything that long of a hearing. I'm pretty sure it was just a short, quick type of hearing deal. We've seen kind of how these restraining order hearings go, kind of, following again, the restraining order hearing between Ski Mask Andy and his family. But if there's anything else that kind of breaks from this case, hey, I'll bring you the updates as they come. Most of y'all that are following, like, for example, one of the channels that I've recommended to y'all to follow has been Taylor Love. A lot of those, like Taylor Love, for example, already broke this news yesterday. So that's, like I said, most of this news, a lot of you already know about, but some of you viewers on this channel may not follow some of those other channels, don't necessarily follow any of the news having to do with Michelle. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm just covering a lot of that news that, like I said, a few channels yesterday, including Taylor Love, who, like I said, if you haven't checked out or subscribed, I definitely recommend you do, especially if you're following the MGL case and everything going on with that. They've done a fantastic job of keeping everybody updated currently as to what's going on with everything having to do with Michelle, period. So I recommend if you're wanting like up to date updates, check that channel out for sure. But going forth, I can tell you, I am going to be putting in a request to attend as far as through a media coverage, the hearing on the 9th or on the 7th, excuse me, I got to get that 9th out of my head, on February the 7th. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's a public hearing, so I'll still be able to attend as a member of public for some reason if that's denied, and I'll still be able to film like we have before in any public areas, which include outside of courtrooms and then the public foyers of the courtroom. So that's, like I said, I can't tell you exactly now until I get that request in what type of exact coverage I'll be able to provide on February 7th. But either way, once we make our fundraiser goal to head down there, which we've got plenty of time. I doubt we're not going to hit that. We've done very good as well on that. I'm going to be doing an update here on our next court news update with a actual update as far as where we are on the dono goal for that trip, which again, thank you guys for your support. We had a fantastic start to that fundraiser. So I'm going to say for sure we're going to go down there. Let's just say right now, I can't tell you how much coverage I'll be able to provide is all. So once I put that request in and I get an answer, I'll be able to tell you what type of live coverage I'll be able to do. But either way, this channel, like as always, will still be down there and we'll still be able to provide the best coverage we can to our ability, to best of our ability. All right. So let's move on. That concludes our coverage on MGL's portion tonight. I'm going to take another sip. Cheers to all my friends out there, maybe enjoying a nightly adult beverage. Maybe you're enjoying a hot cocoa like I am, but either way, cheers to another day of living. All right. So moving on, we're going to go to Reform Stoic. So with Reform Stoic, I actually have a few things I can share with you here on screen. So for some of you that are unaware what's going on with that individual, Reform Stoic is another, I guess, IRL streamer you can call or classify as that hails, and I know there's still a lot of controversy when I say hails from, when I say hails, I just mean most of their attention comes from, like, for example, this individual is going to be the IP2 community. Now, whether they're like a major player in that community, I don't know anymore, but they're mainly known from that community is all I'm saying. Okay. So Reform Stoic is an IRL streamer mainly known from the IP2 community. They're based out of Alaska. They've been based out of other states here in the United States before, but currently they're in Alaska right now. As a matter of fact, that's where they kind of got in a little bit of trouble. What was going on with that individual is it's kind of a long story. I'm not going to get into it. It's kind of one of those rabbit holes. If you want to check out yourself, just jump in. There's plenty of stuff out there, plenty of other clip channels that have covered this individual. But either way, this individual, long story short, got into what I like to call another instant altercation with a member of the public down there. Pretty much, he was accusing this member of the public as somebody that was gang stalking him or part of some type of gang stalking group, which if you don't know what that means, quick definition is it's somebody that believes like there's people that are, coming together and watching them, whether they're like a government agency, a private agency, but either way, they believe that there are individuals that are actively watching them, jotting down their information, wanting to get in their personal life, yada, yada, yada. That's kind of, I think, a brief definition of what that is. So this individual, long story short, pretty much was accusing a member of the public down there where they're from in Alaska, that they were gang stalking them. That went to where they were making, public posts on their, channel through a Facebook community forum about this individual. Once it got to that point where it got to like, now they're speaking about this publicly, that individual went ahead and there was other things said, obviously. That individual went ahead and went to court and was able to obtain a temporary restraining order against Reform Stoic, okay? That was the last update I had about all this news, okay, was that individual was successful in obtaining a temporary restraining order against Reform Stoic. Now, it looks like some other things happened since then, and that's what I'm going to give you an update on. I didn't even know about this. It was brought up to my attention by members of the chat, so thank you guys. Shout out to chat. And then, of course, because I didn't know about it, I didn't have any information to give you guys. So I said, hey, let me do my best to kind of check it out, and I'll give you an update on that. So That's what I did. So let me get that pulled up here. And what I'm going to be bringing up or pulling up here, populating, like I like to say, is going to be pretty much the docket notes or docket court sheet for said case for said individuals. All right. Let me get that pulled up here. Oh, let me get you guys here on my phone. Apologize. So I got chat back on here. And let's go here. Case details. This should be it. All right, let me make sure you guys can. Oh, let me change this up here. All right, there we go. Let me do this. All right. Again, if you're on your phone, my recommendation so that you can see everything that we're looking at. If you're on vertical mode, go to full screen mode is what I call it. Turn this horizontally and then make sure you hit that little box on the corner that expands the screen and puts you in what they call full screen mode. If you do that, I promise you'll be able to see exactly what we're looking at here. All right, so again, what you're looking at here is just the docket notes for this said case, which, again, this is all public information that you guys can access if you want to fact check me. This, again, has to do with these two individuals that you see there. Jacob Shields is going to be the legal name for the Reformed Stoic, the individual that I was discussing. The other individual, Chad Borton, that is the other member of the public that at the time I had updated you guys had a restraining order, a temporary restraining order issued granted for him against protecting him against Reformed Stoic, or otherwise known as Jacob Shields. Okay. So let me go down here to where it kind of gives us the case notes, and I'll tell you kind of a little bit of what happened since our last update. All right, so we're going to go down here. We'll start off by events. So it looks like we had a court case most recently that was going to be on December 5th, and then it looks like that was a 2-day event. It continued on to December 6th. When an actual, I guess, decision was made by the judge. Okay. And then that's when it was brought up to my attention just a few days ago, because this individual, Reformed Stoic, otherwise known as Jacob Shields, went ahead and gave an update, is what I'm assuming, on their channel as to what happened. And a lot of people, I guess, wanted to make sure that his update was correct, came to me and requested that I look into this and I guess fact check him pretty much. And I will say, I believe what he said was correct. We've looked at some of these notes already. This is not new. I've brought this I've pulled up this court docket notes in the past before when we were looking up, his previous information about the temporary restraining order. As a matter of fact, you can see here, that's in October 19th under the docket notes. Order granting short-term petition. That's where I have my cursor right at. That was the day that the judge went ahead and granted the short-term or temporary restraining order protective order. Okay. When we go down here, they extended that protective order on October 27th. Okay. So they granted it originally October 19th. They extended it on October 27th. And let me take a pause for the cause really quick, because I see, oh no, member for 5 months. Oh no, almost an OG, even though you are an OG. Thank you so much for being a member for 5 months, my friend. And it says, thanks for all you do. Check IG, please. Well, oh no. Well, thank you for all you do, and I will check IG. Let's see here. Okay, thank you. I don't even know who that individual is, but it looks like I got a reminder that somebody is restreaming me. So welcome. Hate goes here. All right. Let's see here. So, let's see. So again, thank you for bringing that up to my attention. And oh no, thank you for being a member for 5 months. This gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. Spam them if you got them, ladies and gentlemen. I also just got another note in my IGs that says, if you guys want a little bit of more information as far as what happened with the Michelle Goes Live case, it looks like that creator TCL discussed a little bit of what happened on their channel. So I don't know much about them, to be honest with you. So if you want to go, again, it sounds like that's probably what happened. So if you want to learn a little bit more from the individual that actually went to court, you may want to check to see what they have to say. I personally haven't checked it out since I already have the update. But if you want more of a detailed update, you may want to, take some time and see what they have to say. And thank you for sharing that with me. All right. Man, I guess when you're getting restreamed now is when you know you're moving up into the big leagues, man. Not our first time being restreamed either. So shout out to, I guess, restreamers. All right. So let's see here. Let's go back to our notes here. So in regards to Mr. Reform Stoic, let's finish here. What happened? So we had that temporary restraining order extended. We said October 27th. And then some stuff happened. As a matter of fact, let's just jump over to what happened on December 5th and 6th. And again, all I'm looking at is just the notes here. It looks like there was audio records of this case based on the notes I'm seeing here. So if it pleases the audience, I may put in a request for those that audio log. I call it an audio transcript. And, that'll tell us exactly what happened on that date. We've done that with the controller case. But if you just kind of want the short and sweet version of it, that's why we go to these docket notes. And we'll see right here. It says, December 5th, process canceled. Extend short-term protective order canceled on December 5th, 2023 for Shields Jacob. December 6th, long-term petition denied at long-term stage. December 6th, case closed. So based on these notes, I'm probably going to have to say what that individual, Reform Stoic, said about their own court update was correct. Again, I didn't get to listen to it, but if they said, hey, there is no more restraining order against me, then that is true. And the case is closed. So for those that were wanting me to fact check said individual, there's your fact check. All right. You've got the court docket notes in front of you. So it does appear that that individual was correct if they did make the statement, or more or less the statement of, hey, there is no more restraining order against me. All right. So that concludes tonight's updates. Like I said, it was just going to be a short and sweet version of kind of like what we usually do on our court news update. But usually when I do our midweek updates or end of week updates, we're covering like 3 to 4 different court, hearings or individuals. Sometimes we're introducing a new individual. But tonight, I just wanted, and it being Tuesday, it's not even usually when I do the midweek update. I just wanted to come tonight to follow up with some of the things that I said I would. One being the Reform Stoic case. And then, that was what was new to me was yesterday was finding out, or the day before yesterday was finding out about Michelle's case yesterday having to do with the protective order against her. Well, now I guess that was granted against her in regards to this individual TLC. I always want to say TCL. Isn't that TV channel's TCL, right? Or is that, no, that's a brand of TVs, I think. That's why I get confused. TLC is, I believe, the content creator's name. And they're the individual that was granted the protective order for protecting them against Michelle Sabate, otherwise known as MGL. So again, nothing new to most of you. That update was given by Taylor Love and some other channels yesterday. And based on the note that was sent to me, or my Instagram note, it looks like the actual creator that was part of that hearing has also gave an update. So again, I don't have any of the links, or, I don't follow that channel, so I don't know much about them, but it sounds like you can go on their channel and get an update from them as far as what happened yesterday, right from their mouth. So, where do we go from today? Well, we're going to have a midweek court update, most likely. It's probably going to be Thursday since we had an update today. I'm hoping maybe to share, hopefully, fingers crossed, some of these FOIA requests start coming in. And what I mean by that is, the one that I'm really hoping to come in, and again, I don't have any good news or bad news yet, is the request for the body cam footage for the latest Ski Mask Andy arrest. And then there was FOIA requests put in for some information regarding the Jimmy the Christian case, and some other ones, but those ones I'm not expecting anytime soon, since those were fairly new requests that were put out. But yeah, if there's any breaking news between now and then, I'll definitely share, that news with you guys as always. But I would expect a midweek court news update coming Thursday, maybe even like a hybrid court, midweek / end of news update Thursday, Friday. We'll see how it goes. And see, that's something I'll tell you right now. One of the changes that I want to make here, and let me move this out of the way, going forth next year, is I want to start setting more of a actual schedule for the actual court news channel. So, I'm still figuring that out, whether I want to do something, kind of like what we follow now, but an actual set schedule. So instead of doing a midweek, on either Wednesday or Thursday, it would be like Wednesday at this time. So I'm going to probably start off like doing 3 times a week, maybe 2. And I'm going to try to alter between like a morning and an evening news show. That way I'm fair to our early birds and I'm fair to, our late nighters. Okay. Kind of like me. This channel started as like a late night show. We originally used to stream starting at like 10, 11 at night, and I'd stream straight to like 3 or 4 in the morning, sometimes like 5. Okay. It was crazy. So, I want to go more with a scheduled type of setting, is what you may want to call it. But that's going to be something I'm going to be, not working on, but we're going to have set come next year. So, it's, exactly what time you can expect the show to start. It's not going to be if, and, or but. It will be every time that same time, unless something got canceled for whatever reason. Now, there's always going to be breaking news updates like we've always had, because with a news channel, breaking news happens all the time. And obviously, I'm not going to wait till the next show to break that news for you. I'll break it when it happens. So breaking news updates won't be going anywhere. We will always still be having our walk and talks as always. We're still going to be doing our fun IRL portion of the show to break up the yin to the yang, like I've always said, a little palate cleanser to all the, toxicity that we cover. So not a lot of differences, like I said, I think for the first year for this court news channel, I think we did okay. All right. We did have some things I've learned from. Like I said, I've personally already said, I'm going to stay away from the bantering part of what we did past, what I want to call in the past. But yeah, I got into some bantering with some of the individuals I covered, and that's something that going forth, I want to eliminate. Now, will it happen? Sure. Nobody's perfect, but that is something that I'm going to try my best to not get into as much. Okay. We've got a lot of people that we're going to already be starting next year with coverage. We already went over this on the last show. Trina Golden starts next year. The Jimmy, the Christians. We've already started covering these individuals, but as far as actual court cases, yeah, that starts next year. I'm hoping we did actually for our first year. Don't forget, we did quite a bit, already of coverage on just even the actual live coverage portion of the show, meaning going down to the actual hearing itself, requesting media permission to be down there recording. All right. We provided coverage from Ski Mask Andy's hearing. Okay. Now, were we actually in that courtroom? No, but we were down there. Controlla, we were actually in that courtroom, provided you coverage from there down in New Jersey, provided you courtroom coverage from the Gamble case down in Florida, provided you court news coverage from the Sunny IRL case down in Houston. We've provided, as far as with audio stuff, Controlla's case. We've brought you court cases virtually from Trina Golden. We've brought court cases virtually from EBZ. We've brought court cases virtually from Ski Mask Andy. So I think for the first year, hey, I'm not trying to brag here, but I think we've done pretty good. Next year, I want to cover even double the amount of cases, and I want to bring even more live coverage. Okay. So I would say it's going to get even better. All right. Can't get worse. That's for sure. So got a lot of exciting stuff for next year. Going to do a lot more of what I want to call good stuff like fundraising. That was kind of something I wanted to start off kind of towards the end of this year, but I don't want to rush into it because I want to do it the right way. And that was with the shirts. Remember, and that's not a project that I forgot yet. As a matter of fact, I've already started working on that project. Already had one of the shirts already designed and made, and I got a test copy of one to decide whether I want to use that company or not. I didn't forget the individuals that reached out to me about the shirts, and I will get with you here soon. But again, if you're new to that, what I wanted to do with that project was sell some merch and use 100% of the profits from that merch to donate to a nonprofit or, some type of group that we as a channel vote on or come together and decide on who we'd like to help. I want to do a lot more of that, next year. So we're going to be starting that project at the beginning of the year with the merch sales and using that profit to help, some of these nonprofits. And I'm a big, where I'd like to spend that money on is saving dogs and cats. But we don't necessarily have to do that. I want to use those profits to go where you guys as a whole want to put that towards. So that's something that I want to work on, is some good Samaritan projects next year for the channel. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Super Roofer, they're on their way, man. You know what? I'll tell you this. I did it on purpose so you guys would get them right on Christmas Day, okay? There's your surprise. But you're going to get them, I promise. Those that wanted the stickers on the first round, did you not get them? I believe so. Yes, you did. So thank you again for your patience, though. They are coming, I promise. All right, you guys, I appreciate it. Stick with the Baka. Yes, that's a good suggestion. I appreciate what you've done as far as bringing that group and what it does to the attention of, of a lot of the viewers here and your viewership, Stick. So, yeah, like I said, I like to do it kind of as a group vote, not necessarily what I'd like to do. I want it because we are obviously a group. We are a channel. We work together, so well, and again, we're going to do a lot of various projects. So we can pick one nonprofit one time. I probably like a quarterly thing. I like to do it quarterly. So what do you got? 3 quarters, right? Or is it 4 quarters a year? I think it's 4. 4 nonprofits we can help out every year. There you go. All right. So again, it was just a quick news update. We're hitting about the right under the 1 hour mark, which is where I wanted to be on this quick news update. Some of you may think that's not quick, but for this show, it is. But again, look forward for an announcement on our midweek news update, which is probably going to come on Thursday. And then if there's any breaking news from now and between then, I'll break it for you. All right. If you'd like to reach out to me, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or complaints, you can reach out to me through Instagram. I know the links have been posted throughout the stream. Thank you, mods, for doing that. And also, you can reach out to me via my email. This is the channel's email. Let me post that up here really quick. Let's see here. D1429036 @gmail.com. All right, so that's my email there. Again, or the channels if you want to get in touch with us and let us know, how we're doing, what we could be doing better. If you have any ideas on people to cover, please let us know. All right, you guys. Well, with that being said, we'll conclude tonight's court coverage update. I want to say again a big thank you for everybody for taking your time out of your Tuesday night to join me this evening, your host, NJCourts. Want to say a huge thank you to all my mods for being here this evening and doing a great, fantastic job in all your support. Want to say a huge thank you to all the members of the jury. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for being here this evening. I appreciate you spamming those emojis. That's another thing that I'm going to be really working on is really improving the membership side and doing a lot more member only events, which we started last year with and we've done, and we're going to conclude this year with a members only event. It's coming soon, very soon. But we're going to have a lot of fun with the members only side. All right. That I'm very much looking forward to. So, again, thank you guys so much for your support, especially all you members of the jury. All right, everybody, let's call it a night, at least for myself. And with that being said, I'm going to end it as always with a keep your head on a swivel. Check that 6. All right. And don't forget to love somebody. All right, especially since we're coming close to the holidays, man. I think a lot of us need some love, and a lot of us need to give out some of that love for sure. Especially on them YouTube streets, man. I'm telling you, it's getting bad out there. I really wish it didn't, especially coming towards the holidays, but it is what it is, right? All right, you guys. Well, with that being said, NJCourts is officially Rio's, I almost got him. I didn't even teach him that trick. Hold on, Rio. You're going to do the of here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have a wonderful night. Peace and love. Adios, my amigos.